What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley, and that's the one and the only. It is Scott Savage. Scott, what's going on, buddy? We're back from the weekend. How was the weekend?
I'm looking in the mirror right now, basically, in the cameras, and I'm seeing if I lost my hair, maybe that wouldn't be so bad.
Where'd that come from? Here's
Just
thoughts
weird
by
thoughts.
Scott today, everybody. Yo, we're at a new time for ITG Daily where you can join us live every day, Monday to Friday, now at noon Eastern, over on twitch.tv/theofficialitg, as well as youtube.com/theofficialitg. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Scott, today's show is an interesting one. Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. I'm calling it Tears. I think it's been now established as Tears of the Kingdom. Appears to be getting DLC thanks to some findings of some fine print. Ubisoft is hanging on to their flagship franchise, but is it just a little too much Assassin's Creed? We'll talk about that one. And we have a new season for Halo Infinite. More maps are on the way. You excited, Scott? Are you excited for more Halo?
I actually am this time around. I was holding in my suspense, but
but it's now here. Yo, let's get going as Henry Stenhouse over at Insider Gamer tells us what's going on with Zelda Tears of the Kingdom DLC spotted on an official website. It should be no surprise, but it looks like Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom will be getting DLC. Nintendo has yet to officially announce whether the highly anticipated sequel to Breath of the Wild will receive any downloadable content, but the game's official website certainly seems to indicate so. Including the small text at the bottom of the Tears of Kingdom website is the message, quote, full version of game required to use DLC sold separately, end quote.
No, well, that seems to be as official as it can get, really.
Dude, who does that and goes, uh-oh, maybe I shouldn't have put that right there? No details about DLC plans are included, which is no real surprise given how much Nintendo has kept hidden about Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom ahead of its game release. The game is coming out. It is official, Scott. We do know we are getting it this year. It is probably a lot of people's most anticipated title of the year. What are your thoughts?
Oh, for sure. I can't wait to get into this one. And I wasn't even the biggest fan of Breath of the Wild. And I know that's an unpopular opinion, but I'm hoping that this kind of has, well, a little bit more of a busy environment. I'll say that.
There were some large empty gaps, wasn't there, in Breath of the Wild? Some people enjoyed that, some people didn't. It didn't really seem to bother me all that much. I just had a good time. I had a lot of fun. And
I like my Zelda being, guiding me through the process.
Oh, very okay.
I think that's just it. I like the tighter stories.
Fair enough. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild featured a paid expansion pass, Scott, which saw 2 waves. They call them waves, which I find interesting over Nintendo. Following the release of the game, so that was their DLC expansion packs and stuff like that, right? So they got 2 waves of DLC. So that was cool. I'm not really all that surprised to see Nintendo. This is their highly anticipated game. I was hoping to see it on the next-gen hardware for Nintendo, but it seems like it's going to be here for the Switch. Scott, will it come? Are we going to get revealed? Okay, we're getting Legend of Zelda, Tears of... I almost called Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom on May 12th, I believe, is the release date, right? Do they...
It's going to be 17 now. Is it 17?
Is it? What?
Somewhere in around there.
Ah, okay.
It's between 9 and 19.
May 12th.
I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom will release on Nintendo Switch on May 12th. Now, do we hear anything about a new Switch? And then they boost it on both sides? Hey, here's the next-gen version of Tears of the Kingdom. But if you don't have that or aren't able to get it, we do offer it on last gen. Are they going to do basically the cross-generational movement here, right? We've seen.
I think that would have been a great idea to do. I think if it was the original plan, but I really don't think it is the original plan. Breath of the Wild, the first one, bridged the gap between Wii U and the Switch, and there was an opportunity here to do that, but it's way too close to release, in my opinion, to do something like that. I think what's going to happen is they're going to drop this title, and you go, okay, well, this was great, but the next one, we're pushing the boundary even further, just to kind of use this release as a trigger to hype.
So we wrap up. Do you think we wrap up then the Nintendo Switch life cycle here with Tears of the Kingdom?
I think this Tears of the Kingdom will be the last one on the Switch.
The last big release on the Switch, Scott? Or will we get like a Mario...
Oh, the last Zelda.
The last... All right. Well, which is fair, right? Because it takes years and years to make these games. So you would think, hopefully at this time, we're into a new Switch model, whether it's Switch 2, Switch Pro, whatever they want to call the next one. It needs to get here sooner than later, in my eyes. But man, I can only imagine what Tears of the Kingdom would look like on the next generation of the Switch and how well that would run. We've seen frame rate issues and graphical problems on this current hardware when developers are trying to push forward with the next generation of games. Dude, Hyrule Warriors, like,
Oh yeah,
I love
it's
that
unfortunate.
game. I love that game. But yeah, man, you get a bunch of gremlins and minions and all the things walking around the screen. It's it is lagging behind, right? So
Yeah.
it's starting to feel
Well,
last
that's
generation.
I get bothered when people say, oh, they haven't even tapped the power of the Switch yet.
Yes, they have.
They have, and I believe it was on par with mobile devices like
Mm.
a few years after release. So I don't know why there's that belief here, but just play Apex on it. Tell me, tell me
no,
that it
don't.
works.
Don't do that. That does not play well at all. We tried it. It did not work, right? But granted, this is Nintendo, right? And some of the best games ever are on the Switch. So it's not like they can't pull off a great game. They just have to
This is
kind
our
of maybe
first party
step it
development
down.
as well.
Yes, exactly, which helps, right? So you're not looking at cross-generational platforms to worry about, or cross platforms between Xbox, PlayStation. When a developer loads up and go, hey, we're going to be everywhere, then all of a sudden now you're getting port, and then one main platform that they worked on, typically PC, and with then expansions going over to PlayStation, Xbox, and whatever else. Where if you get into something like PlayStation and you go God of War Santa Monica, right? They focus on PlayStation 5 and that was it. Like done.
Yeah.
Well, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4. But it's still the PlayStation family. They don't have to worry about Xbox. They don't have to worry about PC. And they don't have to worry about the Switch. They just worry on one platform. Allows them to focus in and narrow down on all the problems, technical issues, instead of getting into something where it's everywhere and it only runs well. Like, okay, Hogwarts, dude, prime example, right? Hogwarts looks great. But if you play it on PS5, it runs better because it was natively made on PS5. And then
Oh,
on Xbox, you run into graphical issues. We talked about, who's the guy
yeah.
at the beginning, right?
Fig.
Fig, thank you. Fig's facial animations in the cutscenes like flicker.
Yeah.
So there's some
There's
issues
a lot
going
of
on there.
weird issue there.
Exactly. But if you're able to narrow down on one platform, so I got hopes here that Tears of the Kingdom is going to be just fine. Like, I don't imagine it's going to be awful by any means, but we do get into other games that are just kind of, man, if we are at that next level, here we go. But DLC is always exciting. It keeps that game alive, keeps that game coming back, always has you coming back. And Nintendo holds their beloved franchises at such a high pedigree that I think this is going to run really, really well, work really smooth, and sell banger numbers. But we did see Pokemon, dude, struggle this year with its release,
Yeah.
right? So you never quite know.
A lot of bugs in the latest releases too, which is a surprise because, like we say, it's a first-party Nintendo product. You'd expect it not to have bugs. This isn't Bethesda.
Oof. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, man, I got high hopes for Starfield. I'm hoping it works really well. There's a lot of things I'm questioning right now about Starfield, but a showcase could clear all that up. So maybe sometime soon. Scott, let's get into Ubisoft is going all in on Assassin's Creed with 4 more games already planned.
Are we getting back to yearly releases?
I hope not, because this is where we get into Assassin's Creed fatigue, and we'll get to that
Yeah.
at some point. But this is Tom Henderson over at Insider Gaming. Ubisoft officially announced the future of Assassin's Creed in September 2022, revealing a total of 4 games in development. Mirage, codename Red, codename Hex. I'm saying it's Hex. Some people are saying Hexy. We'll figure it out eventually. And codename Jade. Jade, if you don't realize, is actually a mobile game. So
Okay.
keep that in the back of your mind if that's not really what you're after. Ubisoft officially announced Assassin's Creed multiplayer offerings, Project Invictus. Dude, I didn't hear about what is that? Where did that come from?
This has got to be the new ones.
Oh man, 1 month later they revealed that. In total, 6 Ubisoft games are already well in development, with the yet to be announced Project Nexus, a VR title, expected to be officially revealed at E3 this year. Man, my leap of faith in VR could be a nauseating experience. We'll see how it goes. Insider gaming sources have revealed that 3 more fully fledged titles are also in the conceptual and prototype phase, with the addition of Nexus 2 already being discussed. codenamed Nebula, Raid, and Echoes. Each of the pitched Assassin's Creed titles will be developed by different studios and will have vastly different playstyles from its predecessors. Quote, they are going all in with Assassin's Creed and some other major franchises, end quote.
Ooh.
One source said. Ubisoft Sofia, known for co-developing Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation and Assassin's Creed Rogue, has pitched Project Nebula, an Assassin's Creed title. Man, so much Assassin's Creed, Scott. I'm getting nervous here. Like, okay. Do we get
I like the sounds of this, though. Specifically Nebula, 3 different settings: India, Aztec Empire, and the Mediterranean. I'm not certain the Aztec Empire has ever been done in video games. Not to my knowledge.
Fair enough. I don't think so either. Project Raid, a free-to-play 4-player co-op, Scott, co-op title, will be PvE. It's believed that the title's characters will all be from the Assassin's Creed universe. And then, okay, we're not done yet. Ubisoft Annecy, known for developing the multiplayer portion of the games like Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell, as well as co-developing The Division 2 with Massive Entertainment, has also pitched Project Echoes, which has been described as a multiplayer title that will use Ubisoft Scholar technology. Sources suggest that the series will be going back to its annual release cycle. Oh no!
There it is.
Oh no. With major entries being significantly different from the last. It's not going to matter. We're going to get Assassin's Creed fatigue, Scott. This is not good. The first Assassin's Creed Mirage is scheduled to release around August of this year, followed by Assassin's Creed Nexus soon after, 2023. Although tentative release dates, sources revealed that codename Red is scheduled for 2024. Codename Assassin's Creed Invictus is 2025. Hex is 2026. Of course, holy man, Scott, make it stop. Please make it stop. We don't want to do this. I'm telling you right now, we've been down this path before. I'm not sure why Ubisoft thinks that they need to exhaust the Assassin's Creed franchise once again. People love it. Here's the thing. Take a look at, we had God of War in 2018, right? It had a kind of a rebuild of God of War in Kratos, and then they introduced Atreus. 2018. And then in 2022, we get God of War Ragnarok. Another selling massive giant, another stellar experience. And you know why it sold so well, Scott? Is because people had a break in between, my friend. Because
it's the reason you don't eat. It's the reason you don't eat dinner after lunch.
Yeah. That's a good analogy. I'll take that. That works for me. It's exhausting though, dude. We've been down the Assassin's Creed path before, where it's year after year after year after year. Now, granted, dude, take a look at Call of Duty. It's selling like hotcakes, and it's had a yearly cycle for decades. So, are they trying to capitalize on what Activision's been able to do? I think Call of Duty's in a different time frame, in a different genre, obviously, than Assassin's Creed.
Being a shooting gallery, I think it's much easier to kind of rinse that from your palate and be ready for more. Assassin's Creed is a little bit more of a time sink for sure.
Well, if it's
I'm wondering if this includes Watch Dogs.
Crossover with Watch Dogs, you think?
Well, they really are in the same universe. Abstergo is mentioned all over it.
Stop it. Yes, I get what you're saying. I get it.
The end of Watch Dogs 1, Drew. It stars Yves Guillemot.
Dude, because we've been down this road before, we saw the Assassin's Creed fizzle off, right? Fans became exhausted. This got into this yearly life cycle, and it just became way too much. If we get into a game like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where we're sinking in 100 hours, 200 hours, are we really going to want to do that again year after year after year? When you play Call of Duty, you're in there for the multiplayer. Right? Let's face it. You're there for the multiplayer, so it's different. Not a story campaign. And if they keep bringing us campaign after campaign after campaign after campaign, dude, it just gets a little repetitive. And we don't want to get exhausted. When they took a break and then they announced Origins, people were hyped because they had time to kind of fizzle out, relax, and then reset moving into the next Assassin's Creed. And then we got Odyssey, and then we had Valhalla, which is a massive game. Now, granted,
Yeah.
I'm excited for Mirage, but technically, if you finish up Valhalla, that was like 2 years ago. If you did it when it came out, so you had a
Mm.
gap, right? But they've kept almost to this live service experience when it came to Valhalla because it kept dropping DLC and DLC and DLC and DLC. That you had opportunities to stick around if you really wanted to, but if you finished the campaign, you could have bounced a long time ago and then get ready for Mirage when it's about to come out. And then we're in
The idea of DLC on top of these nearly yearly releases just gets dizzying. That's too much, in my opinion.
exactly, right? So all of a sudden now there is no break. There is no way for you to kind of catch your breath on Assassin's Creed, and they just keep shoving it in your face. And I don't think that's going to go well for fans. As much as I love the Assassin's Creed franchise, dude, I've beaten every single one except for Rogue. I still have yet to go back to finish that. I am halfway through that game. So it is a matter of just finishing it off. But at the same time, I'm just on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And to wrap up, Valhalla felt great. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm now ready to reset, re-energize. And there's a reason why I haven't gone back to Rogue, is because I want to get ready for Mirage. I don't want to just finish one up and then roll right into the next one, because it doesn't feel as exciting. And if they keep doing this with Assassin's Creed, dude, I don't think it's going to stick around. I think we're going to get into that same problem again.
I don't think this is going to be a live service, kind of. What we've seen revealed so far and what this includes means not live service to me. And
Sure.
we are in the middle of reverting back to, as Mirage wants to, kind of bring it back to the old school of Assassin's Creed. So
Yeah.
perhaps there's a lot of different ideas on the board right now, and they're trying to see what sticks. Maybe we won't get all of these. What did the title suggest? There's 10 total now?
Pretty much, right? And that makes me nervous if you think every year for the next decade we're going to get a new Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah.
Man, oh man. Like a lot of people haven't even realized, I don't think, understand how Assassin's Creed started. A lot of people jumped into Valhalla, right? The latest one. And that's fair, but there's a whole lineage before all that, and then it's all lost now. But we got into a life cycle of just repeat, more game, and it's just, man, I don't know, dude. I'm really nervous. But you take a look at Ubisoft as a whole, as a company right now, they're in hot waters. So what do? They go to their biggest title, their biggest franchise right now, and try to capitalize on that. And I think that's where they're pulling in for Assassin's Creed, right? We saw Ghost Recon take a hit with Frontline. They're like, we're bailing out of here.
The Rainbow Six as well with Extraction.
Yeah. Right. And then Skull and Bones is supposed to be coming. Everybody's a little nervous as far as we're concerned as to how that's going to land. Like, there's a lot of uh-ohs going on for Ubisoft, and see what they can do to make things work. And everybody, because the success of Valhalla was so massive, I wonder if they're trying to really push that and hoping that that's what's going to save the company. I don't know. They keep trying to sell too. There's so many things, Scott. So many things. Dude, let's move on. There's so many things to talk about as well. With Halo Infinite, Season 3 finally arrives in March with plenty of new maps. Scott, why don't you take this one? This one's an all you thing.
Yes, I am very excited for this particular season to begin. It's no secret that Halo Infinite has had a rough time ever since it launched. That continues up till now, as the game's upcoming Season 3, titled Echoes Within, is finally launching March 7th, after pushing it back a few months in September. The roadmap did give us some snapshots of what to expect, but a new trailer finally shows it off in action, including 3 new maps, a new weapon, and a new piece of equipment. The arena mode will add in 2 new maps, Cliffhanger, a large open area based on a cliff hanging, makes sense, and Chasm, an indoor map adorned with those classic laser bridges. Okay, I'm hoping this is a callback to the old maps from Halo 1, but we'll see. Team Battle, there's a new 8v8 Oasis map, a desert-themed area with plenty of space for driving and warthogging around. Gun-wise, there is the M392 Bandit DMR, a classic weapon that many will be happy to see the return of. I recall the DMR. It's a single-shot weapon, and based on the trailer, it looks like it'll work pretty similarly to the DMR from older Halo games like Halo 4 and Reach. With this new gun also comes a new piece of equipment, the Shroud screen, which is essentially just a fancy smoke screen, but it looks a lot cooler. Season 3 is also adding some more Forge levels into the Community Collection playlist, with most standout Arts Room, which looks like an actual teen's bedroom, making all the Spartans look like little toys. The playlist will also give out XP, so you'll still be able to level up. And 100 level battle pass comes along with this as well. This, as I said, kicks off March 7th and runs until June 27th.
Are you getting the battle pass?
I'm not very big on battle passes nowadays. I'm not certain. Now, if I get pulled in and I return day after day, then I will.
Yeah, that's fair. That's granted, right? You got to see if the content's there that's going to keep you hooked and keep you coming back day after day. Dude, I personally like battle passes. I like having that hook, but it has to hook you first. And if it gets you and it sinks its teeth into you, then yeah, dude, I'm there day after day. What's next? What am I going to achieve? What else can I get for a little trinket to add to gear and all that kind of stuff? I'm always excited for that kind of thing.
When it comes to Halo in particular, the battle pass items they're going to offer me, I'm worried it's going to be more cat ears and
did not go well.
Fortnite dancing.
It did not go well at all. Dude, we do have a new game out and some games today. We have a new game announcement. What do we have?
The Front is an open world survival mayhem coming to PC later this year, set in a post-apocalyptic sandbox landscape populated with zombie-like mutants and hostile factions. Players will test their mettle against the environment and band together to fight back against a tyrannical empire that has conquered the world. Build defenses, craft weapons, and use tanks, trucks, boats, and more to cleanse the land of the mutant horde. With stunning visuals and endless options for mayhem, The Front is an experience like no other.
It's coming to early access later this year. Dude, it kind of looked cool. I don't know. I'm curious. We'll see how that goes. We'll pay attention to it. And
if we can get you in a game with zombies, I'll be happy about that.
It's not like I've never played a zombie game before.
You like State of Play.
Dude, State of Decay. I do like State of Decay.
You do like State of Play.
Yo, where's State of Decay 3 at? Come on, Undead Labs. I'm waiting on you.
For real. We haven't seen anything about that, have we?
Right? No, it's gone silent. Like real silent, which is... man, I tell you.
We do have some releases today, some full releases in the names of Vernal Edge, and that's on the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, PC, and Switch. Limbus Company is on PC. The Ouroboros King on PC. And Voltaire the Vegan Vampire, also on PC.
Dude, I don't know how the Vegan Vampire works, but interesting.
Yeah, curious. Is that today. Like Twilight?
I don't. I have no idea, man. I don't know. Dude, what do you play? What did you play over the weekend?
Oh, a lot of these review games. I'm not certain I'm allowed to speak on this one in particular. Not until after tomorrow.
That's fair. Yeah, we'll wait till after tomorrow. Yeah, because that one's going to be coming around. We played Wild Hearts, though. We are working on that review. I'm having a good time so far. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I like Wild Hearts so far. Very obvious connections to Monster Hunter, but I'm not certain which one I prefer more, and that's a statement.
A lot of people are hot on this one right now. I think it's just kind of refreshing to take a look at a new Monster Hunter title at all. I'm right now still in the world of Hitman Freelancer. Dude, what a game mode by IO Interactive to come around with. The fact you always talk about, just mentioned how we like the battle. I like the battle pass because there's always something kind of unlock and gain and whatever, right? Freelancer mode, dude, is sick. You're constantly, as you upgrade something, then you are allowed to upgrade and then customize your safe house. And I'm like, I am all in. Like, this is such a cool mode. And it keeps me coming back. And it's a rogue like Scott. It is hard. Dude, I've worked my way up and there are like a ton of enemies now I got to take out, or targets, I should say. But they're not in the easiest spot because they're just random targets that they're picked. So all of a sudden now this one target right now is, dude, he's in dead center in the middle of everybody. I'm like, how do I pull this off without getting nailed, right? So a lot of hot stuff right now. Man, it's so cool. I love it.
Rubber ducky.
Just lob a rubber ducky in there and blow them all up. No,
they're gonna watch it happen and have no idea what they saw.
Exactly. But you know what you saw today? That was us over here at ITG Daily, where we bring you the hottest in gaming news. You can always join us live now at noon Eastern over on Twitch and YouTube at the official ITG. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Until tomorrow, everybody, I'm Drew. That's Scott. We'll see you inside the game.